Cherub Kundung Kumpon Jambe yang Rikji Dakpo Tomnin Rogan la Xiang Chip Jo Be Lam Zong San Zi Pa Jasi Shiva la la Xiang Tsar Lo Kong la Sim Je Damba Ren Shin De Jiba De Ko la Xiang Tsal Xiang Kong la No Pa Ji Jiang Dem Derwa De Win Jong Ne De la Jab Sen Che Dak Ye Nyam Nye Tok Pe Ye Shi Je Dak Tun Yin Zin Chang Wa Gen Chin Ne Rang Yen Tu Nye Lin Je Le Ba Dang Xiang Chil Sim Jong Jong Wer Xin Ji Lo. All right, everyone, I would like to welcome all of you and thank you very much for joining this online teaching, a guide to the, how do you say, Bodhisattva's way of life. And I hope you all doing well. As usual, before we start the teaching, take a moment and correct your motivation. That means think about all living beings who are suffering. Keep them in your practice. Send them good thoughts, love, compassion. That's very important. You might pay attention to the teachings and not forget them. But if your motivation is impure, such as being motivated by selfish, the outwardly concerns, then whatever you do will not benefit others. So you have to remember constantly this pure motivation, generate bodhicitta. The purpose of life, this life, is to benefit others, sentient beings, and the greatest benefit we can offer them is to liberate them from their suffering. And in order to do that, we need to attain enlightenment ourselves. And to do that, we need achieve the Bodhisattva's way of life through practicing this teaching, generate bodhicitta. And in order to generate bodhicitta, we have to purify all our negative thoughts, and we have to accumulate extensive merit. So these are the conditions necessary for us to actualize the Bodhisattva's path, according to not only Shantideva's, but according to Buddhist teaching. In order to develop bodhicitta, we need these causes and conditions. So therefore, Shantideva introduces the sevenfold offerings, right? Or the 7 branches of worship with the gathers in accumulation. The seven branch offerings. On top of that, in here, 7 branch offerings is usual, very common. When Buddhist practitioners want to purify negative karma, negative thoughts, you practice the 7 branches. But top of that here, there is a refuge section, Shantideva added. Other than that, almost same. So as I mentioned before, these are the traditional methods for gathering merit. And when we say merit, there are two types of merit. The merit of wisdom, the merit of good fortune. The merit of wisdom is the cause of the Dharmakaya, the Buddha's holy mind, secret mind. Here, sometimes say the ultimate bodhicitta. That is merit of wisdom. And then the merit of good fortune is cause of the Rupakaya, the Buddha's holy body, and also relative bodhicitta. And in order to accumulate these merits, we need to practice these offerings and practice all six perfections, the pāramitās that Shantideva explains in this text, this teaching. So therefore, Shantideva teaches here in this second chapter. We finished the first chapter. So the second chapter, he teaches the accumulation of merit, the purification of negative karma, and the confession of negative deeds, which are the, as I said, the causes and conditions for generating bodhicitta. Bodhicitta never, ever develop someone who has no merits, no accumulation merit, someone who has a bad mind, selfish mind. So that's why accumulate merit and purify negative thoughts, negative deeds. These are then bodhicitta you can generate bodhicitta. These are the causes and conditions. On top of that, of course, you have to meditate. I really hope you are meditating daily for 15 minutes or half an hour or an hour, whatever you can, according to your daily situation. Because if you meditate a lot one day and then take a few days off, your mind will not develop continuously. So no matter how much time you spend meditating on the way of Bodhisattva every day, it's all good. Just don't stop. Meditate every day. Recite this Bodhisattva's root text according to what you are like. For example, if you want to understand the benefit of bodhicitta, recite the first chapter. And then you, if you are meditating on, accumulation, merit, then recite those stanzas in the second chapter. So keep positive thoughts in your mind and meditate every day. It's really good. Because then you are not wasting your precious time every day. And once you have developed your bodhicitta mind, then you become closer to enlightenment, which is the main goal of your life, our lives, right? So practicing these help prepare your mind for all the realizations of the path. And this makes your meditation much more effective and beneficial, because this meditation experience give a positive attitude. And as a result, you avoid creating negative actions. You're always careful to practice Dharma and avoid creating negative karma. So therefore, all your actions become cause of enlightenment once you generate bodhicitta, because bodhicitta really takes care of your actions, and your action becomes, part of the, the enlightenment. So practice every day, recite the stanzas every day. We must make our life meaningful. With many years of practice, and must consider doing this practice in our life and take Shantideva's advice seriously, not just once you receive these teachings and you hear it, and then you just close your book and never read this root text, then it's just nothing. So you have to, the best way is you have to memorize the whole text. If you can't, then you have to memorize whatever the stanza you like and help your practice, and then you have to constantly remember. So if we don't purify negative karma and don't have bodhicitta mind, we will not achieve how do I say, perfect human rebirth like one we have now. So my motivation was, to teach these teachings. I came to this great country, have given this teaching and transmissions to all of you, because I want to this most precious human life that you all have received just this once, maybe, to be as meaningful as possible. But without receiving teachings and good instructions from the lineage, it's impossible to know how to use this precious human life meaningfully. So therefore, I'm giving you this profound teachings and transmissions from my great lineage. You might think, like this is not so important. People these days, like somebody give like empowerments and give like Dzogchen teachings, then you just think, oh no, this is so important. But empowerments, in order to receive empowerments, you need a good foundation. Otherwise means nothing. These teachings really, it's mind training teaching, basically. And it's about bodhicitta. So it's really, once you practice, not just receive one time, but continue your practice, then you can develop bodhicitta 100%. So that's why, I really want way of bodhisattva. This teaching is very special. I think you are very lucky to receive this teaching if you don't miss it. I have I have lots of experience these teachings from my, like I received many times this teaching from my teachers. So that's why, given this profound teaching from my great lineage, that's why, otherwise, if I would rather stay with my family. I would like to help my monastery that I grew up. So important. Um, but I really want to teach where there are a lot of people who want to practice Buddhism, like authentically. But there are not many Buddhist teachers. So that's why I'm here and give teachings, this kind of very profound and important teachings. So I hope you take these teachings seriously. My goal was that I wanted to become a Buddhist teacher since I was like very young, like 10, 13 years old. Therefore, I studied very hard every single day um, with my great teachers for almost 30 years. And now I kind of achieved my goal. So I'm very, the main thing is my great teachers give me this sort of the permission, to give these teachings. So I'm very happy to have this opportunity, and I have some sort of experience about bodhicitta, not just the intellectual only. And I have that kind of capacity to help people and bring them into this path, and guided them as much as I can. But that's my responsibility. But that's, if you don't practice, then it's just nothing. It's just a waste time almost. Usually, people spend so much time making money in order to, survive. It makes sense that we need to have a long and healthy life. But at the same time, without satisfaction in our minds, all this great effort is, I think, almost meaningless unless we do everything with compassion and love, bodhicitta, and wishing to benefit all sentient beings. Then, of course, but most people don't have satisfaction in their mind. For example, if I live, another 40 years, let's say I need uh, maybe 40 shirts or 40 shoes. But people are like planning, maybe 400 shoes for 40 years because of without satisfaction. So then lots of worry, stress, all these things, right? If you live 40 years and you need a 40 shoes, 40, whatever, pins, whatever, that's not that difficult. But people think, oh, that's not enough. This is not enough. So I think that's very important. Bodhicitta gives all this knowledge and let you enjoy day to day, not like tomorrow, but today. If you think about bodhicitta, it makes your mind so pure and happy and satisfied. So this attitude gives meaning to all this sort of incredible effort that people make in order to survive, working very hard day and night. So this mind, this extraordinary mind called bodhicitta, has, remember, two wishes, right? To benefit all sentient beings and to seek enlightenment for that purpose. Two wishes. It gives meaning to everything, whatever we do with this mind. So therefore, in everything we do, in everything, we feel we should remember bodhicitta. Kunala Marimpoche says, remember bodhicitta when you feel down. Remember bodhicitta when you are scared. Remember bodhicitta when you suffer. Remember bodhicitta when you feel joy. And remember bodhicitta when you become lazy. We need this kind of mind, bodhicitta mind. So then no matter when you are unhappy, when you are happy, all the time you remember bodhicitta, then, it's very meaningful. So, yeah, so that's that. Remember, correct your motivation. Now I'm going to pick up where I left off last class and take a look the root text, the 14th stanza. We're here. Tōngsam kunda tanga dāngā ye tamchok namji tawāng namji ka serjāng tsōma shidar shipatar wachak barwa tedak shukpar jis. So it says, with supreme fragrant perfumes that gently permeate throughout a virulent words, may I anoint the bodies of all the Buddhas, gleaming bright like burnished gold, refined and cleansed. So remember, in this second chapter, we have different kinds of offerings, right? And many of these offerings have symbolic meanings in Buddhism. For example, like flowers represent the qualities of the Buddhas, bodhisattvas. For example, light symbolizes wisdom. For example, perfume represents joyful effort that is the heart of enlightenment, or bodhicitta. It also indicates great respect, faith, and confidence and devotion and the holy beings like Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So here we offer this most beautiful perfume to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' body, so that all sentient beings, include ourselves, purify all the negative thoughts and karma that we accumulated through our bodies. And also so that all sentient beings achieve the pure and noble body, like the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The result of this merit is achieving the Dharmakaya, the holy mind, the secret mind, the nature mind, and achieving the Rupakaya, the holy body, pure body, beautiful body. So as you know, the Buddhas, I told you many times, when we make these offerings, like Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they don't need these offerings, but our mind can change through this practice if you really do correctly. I taught like how to make offerings, right? The last in the beginning of this chapter. So we practice and accumulate merit, right? So that is the cause, the causes and conditions in order to develop bodhicitta. This self-centered mind, the selfish mind, controlled by ignorance, attachment, anger, and so forth. That is because we lack the real practice of Dharma and ability to keep the mind pure and peace. What we really want is peace and happiness. So the main point here is that the very essence of this practice is to change our self-centered mind, subdue our selfish mind. That is the point. So therefore, accumulating merit through these Shantideva's, instructions, the offering practice can cause us to develop a good heart in our daily life, so that our action will be positive and we become a good human being. That is the point. Okay, now the next 15th stanza. Tawang chunin chokla yedong me tok mandara dang padma dang upper lasok tajim tamchit dang changwa pela yong namjin chod. It says, to the lords of the sages, Tawang, Buddhas, basically sages, Buddha, the supreme objects for offerings, I offer every beautiful flower, such as Metok Mandara Tampa, Mandarava flowers, lotus flowers, Utpala flower, Apala Soktishim Tamchit, and other sweet smelling flowers. I have one here, Wow, very sweet smelling flowers like I offer to the Shantideva. And here says, Tomabil is well, is beautiful, well arranged garlands, like flower, garlands, flower. Lots of flowers. You see behind me, beautiful flowers. It's not Mandarava, Lotus, Utpala, but it's beautiful. So you can offer um, this flowers. So that means like you offered, so you don't have sort of attachment. You just like you give. I mean, offering means like you basically it's generous, right? You practice generosity. So you offered, so you don't. Oh, this is so you already give your offerings. So that's why can change this practice. Really, if you do it, can change your mind. This selfish mind, right? So that's why all these flowers right here, we offer all these flowers like lotus flowers, beautiful, right? Jasmine, lilies, etc. There are so many beautiful flowers. Traditionally, as I mentioned before, each offering is cultivating a specific quality in our mind. Okay. For example, the offering of flowers increase our ability to feel love and compassion so that bodhicitta will develop. And here, like we're offering the flowers, as you know, these flowers have beautiful colors, sweet smells, and we also offer here beautiful, and Shantideva says, well arranged garlands of sort of different kinds of flowers. Through these offerings, um, may all sentient beings purify their impure mind and be freed from negative thoughts. And purifying negative karma makes it much easier to generate bodhicitta. And once we have bodhicitta, then it's much easier to attain enlightenment. So we have to, in order to develop bodhicitta, we have to purify. And most people in this world don't really believe they can purify their negative karma, or they don't know. It's because they don't know the Dharma practice, and they have never sort of received Dharma teachings. So therefore, they think the worldly people, they means the worldly people think we need to be selfish. We need attachment. Otherwise, we cannot live our life properly. And people would think having no attachment seems like ignoring one of the best things about life. People believe that. Worldly people think no attachment means you are always lonely, kind of. So most people really don't understand how to live without attachment. Therefore, there is no inner satisfaction. unfortunately, most people don't understand the true essence of living a life free of attachment. Just don't understand. Maybe they understand like intellectually, but they don't have experience. So then people think it's impossible to get rid of attachment and have a happy life. But when we are free from worldly attachment, we are free from, that means we are free from grasping. For example, when we are free from anger, we are free from enemies, either inside or outside the enemies. We don't have enemies if we are free from total sort of anger. So teachers always say that to never get too attached to someone or something, because attachment leads to expectations, huge expectations, and then expectations lead to disappointments. So Buddhists talk about non-attachment, right? Still, you have a happy, enjoy peace and happy life. Non-attachment does not mean abandonment. It means you let things come and go and recognize that all things change. And then you are really happy with whatever you have. You can have love without clinging to it, because that's the best love and no grasping. So what we need to do is change our way of thinking and develop more wisdom. Not eliminate all external things. Every happiness up to enlightenment comes from understanding the secret of our mind. That's why we need to study and we need to practice. Shantideva said that within the same situation, exactly same situation, two people can experience two completely different worlds. One positive and enjoyable, the other negative and terrible. It's because one understands the secret of mind, the other doesn't. That's why you feel different. You experience different worlds, even though you have same situation. So we have to understand our mind. But without the Dharma practice, I think it's impossible to understand the secret of this mind. If you understand the nature, the secret of your mind, you can build your inner world and make your life so happy. And you don't need to blame your outer world and make your life sort of unhappy. So, life is, I think, really um, important and beautiful. Every one of us, getting older and older, and each and every day, each and every minute, each and every hour, getting older and closer to the death. Every minute, every second, which is a natural process. Nothing can stop it. It's a natural, right? But what we can do is use our lives properly and meaningfully. That's 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 in our hands. We can do that. We can make our life happy every day. So don't miss this good opportunity. Okay, now the next root text, the 16th stanza. Pumchoyin tok tengit chapai, dupetan sok namchan telawar, harziza tong nasok chipai, lapshu namchan telawar je. It says, I also offer to you swelling clouds of incense that spreads a supreme scent of sweet fragrance, captivating the mind, yit chokpa, captivating the mind, and I present them royal delicacies, including a variety of food and drink. Okay, here we offer the incense, right? Again, they're all different kinds of incense you can offer. But the best incense in the world is agarwood incense. You know that agarwood incense? They are so expensive, but the best incense. Because assigned people believe the agarwood incense sports focus the mind. They say that it's good for your brain. I believe it. And so therefore provide an emotional balance and removing negativity and increasing the capacity for discipline. So it's good for you, then whatever the best for you, you can offer that. Since ancient times, agarwood has been used for burning in meditation, chanting, and other sort of rituals. Very common ancient time. Therefore, it's a kind of a secret religious object. And especially during meditation, so you burn an agarwood incense, and then you breathe naturally, and then you meditate, and then you offer that to the Buddha's bodhisattvas. It will help calm your mind and relax in your meditation so that you can visualize all the Buddha's bodhisattvas, everything in your mind. Not only just visualize, you look the vision on your eyes, but it helps your mind calm and relax. So there is no greater wealth in this world than peace of mind, freedom from distractions. So the science people say agarwood make your mind relax and So that I think when your mind is relaxed, then your meditation went very well. So anyway, here you offer beautiful incense and think. When you offer these things, you have to make a aspiration, aspiration. So you offer this incense, and then you think through these offerings, may the suffering of all living beings, include yourself, be removed, and may they be happily satisfied with everything. And through this offering, all sentient beings increase their discipline, their emotional balance, and more importantly, develop their bodhicitta. So once you practice this, these are you always do, right? You have to think all sentient beings, include yourself. And Shantideva says here, you also offer them delicious food and include different kinds of drinks here, right? And then also you think through these offerings, may all sentient beings, include myself, obtain the supreme food of samadhi, the meditative concentration, so that you can generate bodhicitta and diminish your dualistic mind, and cultivate self-arising wisdom and discover the realization of the secret of mind or the true nature of everything. So that's the Shantideva called ultimate bodhicitta. The realization of true nature of everything is the ultimate bodhicitta. Okay, then the next root text, 17th stanza. Sirjipamma tsartangarwaye rinchindume namchangurvarji. Sajitarwa puchi shukpatar ter metok yidwon sirma tambarje. It says, I offer them jeweled lamps arranged upon rows of golden lotus flowers, their grounds fragrant with the perfume of flower petals scattered upon it. Here we offer lamps, right? And again, in Buddhism, lamps or light represent wisdom, right? Because light removes darkness, and in the same way, wisdom dispels misunderstanding. So all of our sufferings come from not knowing or misunderstanding, what Buddhists called ignorance. So wisdom is antidote, ignorance. So offering lights or butter lamps, whatever, removes ignorance, the confusion, and receives the wisdom of knowing what is virtue and what is non-virtue. So then we understand what is virtuous, what is not. So therefore, offering lamps represents purification. and eliminates the darkness of ignorance. So when you offer these things, you have to understand the meaning of the offering and the representation, you know. Otherwise, you just light a candle and then you offer. I mean, that's good, but what it meaning? What does your light, you offer lamp or light? You have to understand. So therefore, lamp lights represent purification. Okay, purification. Because we as long as we're ignorant, then we do, you know, we harm others, and then we create negative karma. We have negative thoughts. But when we have a wisdom, then we don't. So this is purification, represent purification. So traditionally, you know, sometimes at the monastery, we make huge offerings of like hundreds of thousands of butter lamps. Traditionally, for anyone experiencing like problems or during a time of difficult, or for someone's long life or someone's birthday, we offer butter lamp and dedicate that merit to them. And especially at the time of someone's death, you know, we offer butter lamps for the next 49 or 50 days to help them pass through the Pardo instruction, the experiences. When my father passed away, I told them that we need to like 3,000 butter lamps offerings every single day for 50 days, with the wish that he makes a positive future connection with a true spiritual path and good rebirth, if you believe future lives. So lights, just as a lamp or light brings the darkness, the light in the darkness, right? The teachings of Buddha bring the light of wisdom and compassion and the darkness of samsara. But the most important is when you offer anything, you can offer anything, but you have to remember the three qualities. The three qualities. Remember, first, setting a pure and good motivation. Second, offering to all the holy objects, such as Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, the masters, great masters, holy objects. And then third is the valuable sort of substance you offer to them. So these three qualities, then you can offer anything, will be very meaningful, very powerful, very, you know, can purify your negative thoughts and generate bodhicitta. So with these three qualities, offerings will be very beneficial. Buddha's, it is said in the Kurlu Jiva. Kurlu means will, Jiva means 10. 10 wheel sutra of essence of Sangyang earth, something like that. There is a sutra. It says, all happiness and peace in this world are received by making offerings to the three jewels. Therefore, those who like to have a happiness and peace always attempt to make offerings to the holy objects. holy objects means Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So these are very, like, when you go to Tibet, you will often see butter lamp offerings everywhere in personal altars or in the temples and, everywhere. So among all these offerings, the butter lamp, incense, and flower offerings are the most common in Tibet. So again, the butter lamp offering in Tibetan Buddhism symbolize the enlightenment of Buddha. And it also brings good fortune into your life. So therefore, to make offering, this kind of butter offering is so important, because in order to generate bodhicitta and to be successful in life, we must complete the two accumulation merits, right? The merit of good fortune and the merit of great wisdom. Buddha also said in one of his sutra, said, all the collection of goodness of samsara and nirvana all result from making offerings to the three jewels. Remember the beginning of the second chapter, the holy objects, Shantideva talks about the three jewels. So whatever you offer, you should offer the three jewels. And here we talk like the butter lamp. You might think if you are offering light, it should be just a butter lamp or a candle. But no, you can offer any other lights. There were no electric lights in ancient time, so they made butter lamp offerings. But now, like, why not? You can offer all the lights when you do an offering practice. And you think through this butter lamp or other lights offering, may all sentient beings, myself included, achieve bodhicitta and accumulate the wisdom and good fortune. That's offering, the butter lamp offering. Now I'm going to read the next two stanzas together. The 18th stanza, it says, to those who have the nature of compassion, I offer unfathomable palaces endowed with beautiful melodies of praise, exclusively radiating, bedecked with ornaments of pearls and jewels that adorn the infinites of space. Yarmit Potan, Toyang Yawan, the Matigrinchin Janchan Zimberwa, Pai Namki Janjir Teda, Tukjiram Janla Brurges. And then the 19th stanza, it says, at all times I offer to the lords of sages beautiful jeweled umbrellas with golden handles, and exquisite the ornaments embellishing the rims, and then hoisted their excellent shapes are beautiful to behold. Rinchin dugzi serji yawachan kori janj nambai. You can see sometimes these teachers come to, monastery, and they have these umbrellas behind, they love that kind of thing. Then they sit on huge, expensive throne and then put the umbrellas on their head, like this, exactly like this, like golden handle, so expensive umbrellas, So that's like, so here we offer this Rinchen Dungzi Sergio. Okay. So here you make beautiful. The first stanza talks about palace, right? You make beautiful palace offering to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, who has the nature of compassion and who has realized the mind of awakening, bodhicitta. We can really offer anything, someone who has a bodhicitta, someone who is a bodhisattva. It's, of course. That's why here Shantideva said, to those who have the nature of compassion, who realize the mind of awakening bodhicitta. So there are beautiful palaces in this world, right? Like outside, inside, gold and everything, like beautiful. We can visualize all that beautiful palace and then offer to the Buddha's bodhisattva. Although, as I said, this is again, Buddha did not like to live in a beautiful palaces. There is a palace called Kapalabhasta, an ancient city in India, which is the palace where Shakyamuni Buddha grew up. And he spent there like 29 years of his life in that palace. But then, he left the palace and searched of enlightenment, pursuing the spiritual path, because he was moved by the suffering, birth, death, illness, old. He saw the sufferings outside of the palace. So he was aware of the suffering of the world. And then he wanted to understand the nature of human suffering, nature of human existence. He wanted to know the reason for birth and death and like that, right? And he asked, only that time he can ask his parents, and they did not know. But the only one who was able to answer his question was himself. So he left the palace at the age 29, and then, meditated until he found the answer to all these questions. So he spent 6 years in this spiritual journey. At the age of 34, he attained the enlightenment, supreme enlightenment. Then he became the founder of the Buddhism, right? So he was not seeking a normal sort of luxurious life. So Buddha did not want to live in royal palace and have all these luxurious things. He didn't need to listen to the songs offered by beautiful goddess, ladies inside of the palace, and beautiful sort of melodies of praise and, all that. So worldly people like these things, but not the Buddha. So then you think, if the Buddha doesn't, why do we offer these things if Buddha don't want? And again, we offer all these beautiful palaces, beautiful golden umbrellas, you know. That is because it's for our own accumulation merit in order to purify our impure mind, the negative karma, and generate bodhicitta, right? So that's the reason why we practice and offer this beautiful palace and, all this. Because the visualizations and your like practice generosity and all this can change your mind. So that's the purpose, okay? Um, going to stop there for today. Now we're going to meditate for a few minutes here. So when we meditate, what we're really doing when we begin meditating is, we are trying to, first we're trying to rest, relax, right? And this is something we all need every day, relax and rest, let relax our mind. Don't think too much, right? Don't create expectations or push too hard. Meditation help us to relax and, if you get involved with too much pushing and expectation or become judgmental, then your mind doesn't feel the special quality of meditation even during the meditation. But when you are looking at the mind directly, and then just to keep looking, not forgetting it, then you have your meditation. That's the foundation. And then now, today, we should meditate again on accumulation merit, right? Since we're talking about this teachings about accumulation merit. But as I said, first you have to remember the three qualities: sit in a pure motivation, offering to all the holy object, the Buddhas, and then valuable things we offer to the Buddhas, bodhisattvas. That's three qualities. That's the foundation. That's how you practice offering. Now, first, as I said, you just try to relax both your mind and body a little bit. Once you relaxed, then you visualize. You visualize all the Buddhas, bodhisattvas, all the masters in front of you. If you have a picture of that lineage, then you can look at, just to look, First you look at them through your eyes, then you can see them, but that's not how you practice, how you meditate. That helps bring that image into your mind. Then you focus, basically you're focused on your mind. Otherwise you look at a picture, but still you're thinking. You're not really focusing. You're not really meditating. So just focus your meditative concentration, the samadhi. right? So you visualize all these Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, but basically your mind doing is you are directly looking at your mind, then there is a connection. So you visualize them, you can like in front of you, or you can visualize in your mind. And you can visualize all of them, or you can visualize just one object that you have a strong connection. Then you offer everything, either things that you own or not. You things that you own, like for example, your house, your cars, your money, your body, etc., right? You offer that. Then you offer things that you don't own, such as Shantideva explains the beginning of this chapter, like beautiful mountains, rivers, forest, palace, beautiful flowers, etc. So you are thinking of all these excellent offerings in your mind, and then you offer them to the supreme beings, holy beings. Then you kind of like really say, or please think of me with your kindness, with your compassion, and accept my offerings. Through this meditation, you are purifying negative thoughts, as well as you are practicing sort of mental generosity, so that you can have a less attachment and you are accumulating good merit. And accumulating merit means like even like cultivate a good motivation and putting your heart into this kind of practice is also you are accumulating merit, so that you will generate bodhicitta in your mind, right? So that's your meditation for today, okay? So you just to relax and then breathe gently, and then you can kind of visualize all the Buddha's bodhisattvas, and then you offer everything that you own, that you don't own, everything, completely. And then you kind of like um, which means like, please think of me with your kindness and please accept my offerings. So if you really believe it and have a kind of meditation with faith and devotion, then you can experience that you can purify negative thoughts, as well as you can practice generosity so that you have less attachment and anger. I mean, you can experience that. So let's meditate on that, okay, for 5 minutes here.